Here's a demonstration on how you can solve proportion equations. And remember, an equation is a math sentence with an equal sign in it. So you have to have an equal sign in it. How to solve proportion equations when x is in the numerator. So here's some steps that you can do. So let's give ourselves a problem. Suppose we have 12 divided by 7 equals x, so it's in the numerator, divided by 5. So you've gone through this setup. Suppose you have a correct setup, and this is it, and you want to get x isolated, which means by itself on one side of the equal sign, and that would mean that you have solved for x. You find the x that makes this equation true. All right, so in order to isolate the x, you always ask yourself the question, what is being done to x? And to isolate it, you have to reverse that process or undo that process. So right now, I see my x over here. X is being divided by 5. And then I think, what's the opposite of dividing by 5? I want to multiply by 5. So think you have any number, you multiply by 5, you divide by 5, 5 divided by 5 is 1, and so I've basically undone. I've reversed what I've been doing before, and x gets by itself. So just to write it out, this is my original equation. I saw that x is being divided by 5, so I want to multiply by 5 over 1 to keep this equal sign true. So notice I have an equal sign here. To keep that balanced, I have to do the same operation on both sides. So I multiply the right-hand side by 5, so I have to multiply the left-hand side by 5. Notice I put it over 1. 5 divided by 1 is 5. It's a nice way to do it in case you struggle with fractions. You're like, wait, what am I doing? And I've seen students, if you just write the 5, multiply by 5, people multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by 5, and that's going to give you the wrong answer. So I'm trying to keep these color coordinated. So I have this. So my next step, well, I multiplied the right-hand side by 5 and I divide by 5, so that cancels out. They undo each other. That's the canceling. They undo each other. And the right-hand side is, you're just left with x divided by 1. And x divided by 1 is just x. So I see that x is going to equal 2. And now I have the right-hand side. Yep. So I have to remember how do I multiply fractions together, and we can talk about that another time. But you multiply straight across. So I get 5 times 12 divided by 1 times 7, which is just 7. Okay, so then I have 5 times 12. Boop. And I could do this by hand right now. Yeah, I could. Some problems you can do in your head, maybe. But I would just want to show you how you could enter this into the calculator. So let me pull up a calculator over here. And you can do various things, but worst comes to worst, just for muscle memory, you can make sure the whole numerator is in parentheses, because that's a grouping. And then I want to divide by, that's the fraction bar, just like a divide by, and divide by 7. So my answer is this. This is not a exact answer. This is just enough space to give you that many decimal values past the decimal point. So you can round appropriately. So I would get x, and a way to indicate that you have rounded is this little squiggly line. This means it's approximately, x is approximately 8.57, and you have solved for x. Okay, so let's recap what these steps are. I have x in the numerator. So let's just get a different color here. I have x in the numerator. The black ink is my original problem. I have to think what's being done to x. So this is on the right-hand side, what's being done to x, and it was being divided by 5. I want to undo that, so I multiplied by 5. To keep a balance in the equation, so I want to keep both sides equal, I have to do the same operation to both sides. So I also have to multiply the left-hand side by 5. When I simplify, the multiplying by 5 and the dividing by 5, that's the point here. I canceled out the divide by 5. I undid the divide by 5 by reversing the operation. So I'm left with just x. And I simplify the left-hand side. Fractions, you multiply straight across. And 7 times 1 is just 7. I took it to the calculator. I remembered that, well, just muscle memory. Let me put this grouping in parentheses. It might save me some issues later on. And you get your approximate answer of 8.57. And then final note, that is your starting answer, but you have to go back to the context of the problem. Yeah, maybe you're talking about people, and you don't really want to have, in certain situations, you don't want to have 8.57 people. You're not going to chop some person up and say, oh, sorry, you don't fit in my math problem. I only can take 0.57 of the 9th person. So depending on the situation, you might want to round this up to 9 by following the standard rounding rules, but there could be cases where you want to round down to 8, even though you have 0.57. Maybe it's like, how many people would fit in this particular room? So 8.57 would fit. Well, you can't fit that extra 9th person, so you would round down to 8. But that's another issue for another day. So to recap, solving proportions when x is in the numerator, I've set it up. You undo what's being done to x, and then isolate the x.